Hi everybody, welcome back to our kitchen. What says spring more than lemon? Today I'm going to mix it up and do a little gluten-free lemon lime poppy seed cupcake. So I'll be back in a minute to show you how we do it, and welcome back. First of all, I'm going to make my wet mix. We have wet mix, dry mix, and the butter mix. So what I need to do is I need to take the eggs, and the milk. This is a half a cup of milk. We got 3 eggs, 3 large eggs, half a cup of milk. And what we did is, or what I did, is a tablespoon of lemon juice and a tablespoon of lime juice. And what we're going to do is mix that all together. Break the eggs up with a fork. It's easier to do it this way. I mean, you could use a whisk, but fork does just fine. Okay. Next I'm going to do the dry mix. And I have a bowl over here. And I have 2 cups of gluten-free flour. And what I got to do is, sorry for the clanging, I have to aerate it. And that means put it in a sifter. And then I have 2 teaspoons of baking powder and half a teaspoon of salt. And that's what is going in our dry mixture. I'm going to sift it out, make it fluffy. And the salt is still in there because it's kosher salt. So it's still in the bottom, but I'm just going to dump it in there. Okay, and next we have the butter mixture. Now the butter mixture is going to be 2 sticks of plant-based butter. I use the Country Crock, and this is the olive oil butter. You can also use a half a cup of your favorite oil, because that's what this equals out to. And what we want to do is take a cup of sugar, and we're going to beat this together to make it fluffy. Oh, there's still some stuff in here. Got to make sure I get it all in. I'm working with a formula this time. So let me go ahead and beat this up. First I want to break it up. It is room temperature, but you want to make sure that it doesn't fly all over the place. Start it on low. Now as you can see, it's all stuck in the beaters. The more you push the speed up, the more that's going to come out of there. And you want to lift it up out of your bowl a little bit so it will come off of there. And then if you have any in there, you take your fork with your eggs and get some of that out of there. I'll be right back. Okay, we got it mixed up, and it needs to look like this. So now we got to work on the. I'm going to do the wet mix, part of the wet mix. Low speed. Then part of the dry mix. Low speed, or you wear it. Okay, I want to scrape the bowl. Take your spatula and scrape your bowl down, just like you would in any other baking situation. That gets it off the side of the bowl. Okay, now I'm going to add the rest of the dry. Now, as you can see, I speeded up the mixer after I got everything, all the dry in there, because that would have been a mess. Okay, I need to mix this up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, next I have a 1/4 cup of honey. The recipe was for a cup of sugar, 1 1/4 cups of sugar. Now I used the monk fruit sugar, and I'm using 1/4 cup of hot honey because I think that's going to taste good. I need to get that off of there. Hang on a second. Sometimes you just got to use your fingers. And I just washed my hands, so. Next I have 3 tablespoons of poppy seeds. I also have zest from 1/2 of a lime and 1/2 of a lemon. I don't know if you can see that. Mm-hmm. I'll show you how to zest your lemons and limes in a minute. I'm going to put this in. And I have a teaspoon of vanilla. I wanted to put lemon extract in here, but I didn't have any. Okay. It looks a little bit dry to me. I mean, I'm not a baker, but I'm going to add a wee little bit more milk. This is almond milk because I can't have regular milk. So I'm going to just add a little bit. I think that's enough. I have a 12-cup muffin tin ready with liners in it. That looks good. It looks better than it did. Okay, I'll be back to show you how to zest your fruit and how to show you how to put the mix into the muffin tin. Okay, let me show you how to zest your lemons and limes. As you can tell, I already used this one and this one. But see how I only went down to the white part? And all you need, you don't need any fancy sifter. You just take your box cutter, your cheese slicer, and use this side of it and zest your fruit like this. You don't need to buy anything extra, just your common grater that everybody should have in their kitchen. And like I said, you go down to the white part. You don't want to go down too far because that's bitter. And then you take your hand and go up in here and pull that zest out. And that's how you do it. Okay, next I'm going to make the cupcakes. All I need is the 1/4 cup. I'm just going to use the one that had honey in it. There's no sense in doing any more dishes. And I'm going to bring this over. And 1/4 cup in there should give you 3/4 of a cup of cupcake mix. Just about like that, if you can see that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, plus I let this sit for a few minutes. You want to let gluten-free flour sit to combine the moisture with the flour, and I found that that gives me a lot better result than just putting it in there right away. Okay, into the oven, 350 degrees, and I'll be back to show you what they look like. Okay, they just came out of the oven. It actually took 20 minutes. I stuck the toothpick down in there and made sure I wasn't getting any wet batter coming out on my toothpick. And they need to cool. Gluten-free bakeries need to cool. Otherwise you're going to be eating a gummy mess. Now as you can see, they're nice and pretty and poofed up. And they have poppy seeds. You can see the poppy seeds all through them. So I'll be back to show you how to make the glaze for the top. And these will be cool by then. Okay, now I'm going to make a lemon lime glaze for the top of our cupcakes. We don't like a lot of icing. I don't know about you, but I'd rather eat the cake than the icing. But it needs a little something. And so I'm going to take a half a cup of confectioner's sugar. You can switch it out for whatever sugar you want. I know that a lot of the like monk fruit and these sugar substitutes make a powdered sugar one. I just don't have it right now. And this is a ounce of lemon and lime juice that I squeezed out over this little, I love this thing. I got this at Big Lots. And it measures ounces, teaspoons, tablespoons, everything. So you mix this up. And then I'm going to take a cupcake out of here. And I'm going to just top it off. Just like that. If it's too runny, then you add more confectioner's sugar. And I hope you like our video. I hope you push the subscribe button, ring the bell, and actually I'll be back to show you what it tastes like. Okay, now I'm going to do the taste test. They're still a little bit warm, but I want to taste them. I'm anxious because when you're gluten-free, you don't get very many bakery goods. Very good. I can taste the poppy seeds. The glaze on the top is just perfect. And as I said, let them cool. The glaze will harden up a little bit. I hope you like this recipe. Be kind to your neighbors. We're living in a world right now that hatred is just rampant. So love your neighbors. Love your relatives. Love everybody. See you next time. Bye.